Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kevin Price, President and CEO of the National Institute of Minority Economic Development, headquartered in Durham, North Carolina. And I'm joined with my colleague Tammy Hall, who's Director of the North Carolina Hub Office, as well as Roberta McCulloch, SVP, Senior Vice President for Operations for Institute Capital. And we wanted to share with you a little bit of our experience with RETOOLNC and how important those resources have been for the state and diverse businesses across the state. And when we started this process last year, we noticed that the state was hurting. And so the Institute conducted a series of studies each quarter and gathered information. And part of the information we heard from diverse businesses across the state was we needed grant money available to diverse businesses across the state. And so we published those recommendations in our reports each quarter that are on the Institute's website and shared those with the state as well as local government to give them some understanding of what was happening statewide. Tammy?
Okay, so thank you for being here, Kevin, and being a part of this conversation and this ultimately RETOOLNC that came out of nowhere for us, but certainly as a result of listening to our stakeholders and particularly, as Kevin mentioned, the surveys that were conducted. We realized through those surveys in state government we needed to do something different, and that different didn't require us to even think about loans because we knew at this time COVID-19 was a huge barrier in general to all businesses, but particularly to our minority and women-owned businesses. It posed an additional a risk to them in terms of them being able to sustain their businesses. So our team went to the governor, Secretary Sanders, DOA, Department of Administration, leading the charge to say we need to do something different in this state. And we thought about the grant option, but clearly there was a dissension because we'd never done a grant program before, and we weren't really sure if legally we could do this. And so we went to the Attorney General, and the Attorney General gave us permission to move forward with offering grants. We wrote RETOOLNC, and we were able to roll it out, and it was no thought in our mind who we would partner with. We had also just recently lost Miss Andrea Harris, and so we knew we wanted to partner with the Institute. We also knew that we could partner with Carolina Small Business Development Fund, and so we partnered with those two nonprofits to administer the funds for us, and we obviously we are all better off because of it, and our businesses are very happy with what we've been able to produce.
And through our partnership with Carolina Small Business Fund and the Hub Office, we had some incredible results from that. And so I've asked Roberta if she would share some of that information with you.
Absolutely. And as Tammy stated, we were absolutely delighted to be chosen to be part of this partnership. And so we were able collectively to deploy $13 million, which resulted in funding from the Institute, 355 deserving businesses. And we're just so excited that we're going to let you in just a moment hear some of the stories. But we're just so delighted to know that we took part in sustaining those businesses, and they're truly our clients, our partners. And so you are going to be excited. You're privileged to hear some of the dynamic stories that resulted from this funding, and we hope you enjoy them.
My name is Jimmy Price, and I am the owner and managing member of Step Above Cleaning Service.
I'm Shelton Russell. I'm the publisher of American DBE magazine.
So my name is Alicia Tete. The name of my business is Building Endurance PLLC.
My name is Mavreen Masir. I am the owner of CreoleTransitions.com.
My name is Rodney Johnson. I own Crossway Transportation Incorporated.
I'm David G. LaRusso, and I'm the CEO of DGL Logistics, and we do international shipping and logistics worldwide.
So my name is Melinda Webb-Huggin. I'm the president and founder of Dreams and Destinations Travel.
Oh, Jay Griffin. Name of the company is Frozen Cups. We're a premium frozen yoga shop here in Harrisburg.
Yeah, my name is Eric Nietzsche, and the name of my company is Global Bridge Pharmaceutical.
My name is Clarinda Stanley. My friends and family call me C, and I've used that to create my agricultural affiliated moniker, which is Farmers C. And I am the CEO and president of Green Heifer Farms.
So I'm Ian Fields, AC.
And I'm Kenneth Fields. And name our company is called IT In-House.
My name is John Dwayne Russell. I'm the owner of JD Russell Trucking.
My name is Kathy Gaines. The name of my company is K-Cynic Solutions.
So my name is Nicole Walcott. The name of my company is Shanti Wellness Incorporated.
We had no anticipation of a year where there would be really no travel in any meaningful way. So it's been pretty devastating.
Well, it slowed a business down a lot. A lot of drivers and stuff couldn't really come to work.
When the pandemic hit, there were several services that we could no longer provide, and especially the in-person interpretation services. We typically go to hospitals, to schools, and sometimes court to provide interpretation services, and we no longer were able to do that.
The pandemic started, I had to transition my clinicians to working from home. Had to buy new software and new equipment for some, and then provide training in how to conduct telehealth sessions.
The crazy thing is that my business began booming during the pandemic because we are a functional wellness brand. We're a medicinal plants farm here, which is why you hear all the noise in the background. And so we grow 15 varieties of medicinal plants that we blend into teas. And so when the pandemic hit, people were looking for things to benefit their well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically. They were stuck at home, many people dealing with economic uncertainties. And so they were looking for products like my tea.
Well, I call this my color purple moment. Remember in the scene near the end when they're running towards each other in the field? Actually, I was at the pumpkin patch in Mooresville, and I saw this call from the HUB office. And I said, I better answer this, because I'm not sure what it was about. I thought it was regarding a contract or some opportunity. And it actually was someone from RETOOLNC. And they talked about the RETOOLNC grant and that us being a HUB certified company, it was in our best interest to apply for it. So I found out at the pumpkin patch.
I'm a member of HUB, and HUB does a very good job at getting information out and things to help the people who are HUB certified.
Yeah, I got an email from the NCDOT Office of Civil Rights and said that their organization and the NCDOA HUB office were issuing a grant.
Yes, we heard about the Retool program from the state of North Carolina. We are a certified minority business because we do contracts with the state and federal government, and we are a historically underutilized business. So that's the office that sent us the email, and when we saw that email, it was a godsend because they said, you are a HUD, go ahead and apply it. And we applied for it, and we are very grateful. We received that grant.
Well, I have a consultant named Dane Walker, and she's let me know about the retooling grant fund, and she said it was a pretty good thing to go out there and it help us out, keep us going, at least pay the bills, if nothing else.
I first heard about the grant through the Small Business Consortium and also with a HUB certified minority business entity.
I heard about the RETOOLNC grant because I am a registered HUB business, and they had sent out an email to all of our businesses. I'm a certified woman-owned and service-disabled, veteran-owned small business.
David was out doing sales in the
person.
pavement in person. So we had to look at our social media presence. And that's when the grant came in so much at the right time for us to shift the focus from going out on the road, visiting clients, and offering our software services.
If I didn't receive the funds, I believe my doors would be closed. A lot of the other government agencies' funding wasn't for small businesses. Like the SBA, I applied for that. The PPP, I applied for that. And none of them got back with me. So NC Tool was the only one who really helped me out in my time of need.
So my company used the Retool grant funds we purchased electrostatic sprayers and the necessary chemicals needed to help disinfecting. And we purchased safety goggles, masks, and N95 masks as well to keep our staff safe when they interacted with our clients on a job site. And what would have happened if we did not receive the NC2 grant? We would not have had the opportunity to purchase these necessary equipment and materials to help keep, actually help to slow the spread of COVID.
When the grant came, it was great because I needed to figure out how I was going to be able to get through the wintertime. So the grant allowed us to get through the wintertime by paying our rent, to pay our utilities, and a little bit of our staff.
I was able to purchase software as well as the training that needed to happen for the clinicians to continue to provide telehealth from home.
I used the RETOOLNC grant funding really to sustain operations throughout the year. We had to publicize, or produce our summer issue and our fall issue of the magazine. It helped me pay for writers and pay for the printing of the magazine. Again, advertising revenue was down and subscription revenue was down. And so that really made up the gap from what would normally come in during a typical year.
I used the grant basically to kind of repurpose. I used the grant to be able to, where I could not speak with someone face to face. Let's say I was doing an interview. Now I could use a tool like HireView to be able to still talk to that person first face to face, but still get the same professional interview atmosphere, allowing that person to be able to answer. And then once I got the answers, I didn't have to really evaluate right then and there. I can evaluate later and then give that information to the client, and the client can use that same information to evaluate. So it allowed me to be a little bit more detailed on the interviews and be able to transfer specifically what that person is saying and allow the client to be able to see that as well.
So we used it for working capital, for payroll, for overhead, and then because it wasn't as restrictive as some of the loans that were specifically for COVID impacts, we were able to market a little bit too, where we hadn't felt comfortable with some of the government loans doing that.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to pay people as well, you can't see, but there's a farm cabin over here that we're renovating to be our on-site facility so we don't have to rent off-site. And I wouldn't have been able to get the necessary operational support that we needed to be able to scale. But because we received it, we were able to scale, and we just landed a significant commercial contract.
Part of the money of the grant was used to cover our operating costs. And we also were in the middle of promoting the new services that we were going to offer, but we had to put a stop because we were afraid to use the income that we currently had for our marketing needs. So when we received the grant, it was a big relief because now we were able to continue operating and use part of that grant for our marketing purposes.
I want to give a special thanks to RETOOLNC. Without you guys, I know I would never be in business again.
I hope you enjoyed listening to the stories of everyday North Carolinians and how this is more than just about money. This is about the lives of North Carolinians that we patronize every day. Many that we may not know, but there are true lives behind the dollars, the grant dollars that we provided to these businesses across our state. That would not have been possible without our elected officials in the General Assembly who believe in supporting diverse businesses across the state. Nor would it have been possible without those who have contributed to what we've done and supported what we've done. So thank you for your efforts and thank you for your support of the Institute and RETOOLNC.
I'd like to thank Secretary Sanders, Secretary of DOA, and now she is Secretary of Department of Commerce, and we're proud of her for embracing the vision, for really thinking outside of the box to see this project through to fruition. And then more importantly, thank you, Governor Roy Cooper, for your support and always your support for historically underutilized businesses.
And on behalf of the Institute Capital, we'd like to thank you for allowing us to serve you, and we look forward to serving you in the future.